Hello, 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 and welcome back to This Is Me podcast with your one and only host, me, Rachel Hills, where I talk about all the things that truly are all about me and how I can help you find your This Is Me attitude. I am super excited to be back. It's been a hot minute since I've talked to you guys. A lot has been going on in my life, and I cannot wait to catch up with you all and cannot wait to dive into today's topic. So let's go. All right, guys, I'm super excited about this topic, and that topic is life changes, and that's okay. Your goals, what you want out of life, how you believe that your This Is Me attitude is going to show up every single day, changes. Things change, and that is A-okay, and I'm going to talk to you about 3 different things that help me go through the changes in my life and deal with it, and hopefully those little tidbits can help you. So let's do this. So for those of you that don't know me personally, I went to school for journalism and got my bachelor's degree in it. Mind you, going to school for that took me 3 different schools. Originally did not plan for that. That is one thing that changed within my major, going to the 3 different schools and getting a bachelor's degree, a diploma, and a AA degree. So within that, there was a lot of change. And from that, I wanted to originally go into being a sports reporter. Now, I definitely do not want to go down that career path, and I want to be more of an entrepreneur, hence why I'm doing this podcast and a lot of other things with the This Is Me community that I'm building. Now, as you can probably tell or probably notice, that isn't the most common thing that has happened in people in my life and in the world overall. So when I first came out to my family of wanting to do this, or friends, they kind of looked at me like, what? Like, this is completely different. Like, are you sure? Like, oh my gosh, like, oh, what are you going to do? Da, 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 da. Well, with that, I noticed that this is the first time in my life that not everyone is going to agree with what Rachel wants to do with her life. And I bet that if you're listening to this podcast and have any interest in this kind of thing, that you've had that come across in your life as well. And the one thing I will say about that is that the people in your life care about you, and they're giving the best opinion that they possibly can, and that's the reason that they're giving your opinion, at least in my belief and my experiences in it. But I can also say, be careful in who you listen to fully. And I don't remember where I read this from a book, but be careful of who you turn up your mic to and not. Meaning, are you going to listen to somebody that's never been an entrepreneur if you want to be an entrepreneur? Or are you going to listen to somebody that has been or is going through that? And that's kind of what I've chosen in that aspect. And that actually goes into the 3 different steps of what I try to do daily to keep moving into the changes that I want, and also keep doing the same things that work with me that I don't want to change. And just the fact that daily life changes, and I don't know exactly where I want to be, but I know the steps that I'm taking right now are moving me towards my full This Is Me, this is the person that I want to be, and this is the type of life that I want to live. So here are the 3 main things that I do daily that help me be me and help me be happy about getting up every single day and happy about my life. Number 1, I get up at least 6 days a week and work out in some compassion or form. I do yoga, I do lifting, I go for a run, I go for a walk. However it does. For a half hour, I move my body in a positive way. And that puts me in a better mood. It makes me sweat things off if I'm in a crabby mood to start. And it just starts my day out fresh and great, to be honest. The second thing is, I already mentioned this, but careful about who I tell everything to. And what I mean by that is that if you say everything to somebody that's usually in a negative mindset and you're trying to look for a positive mindset, might not be the best person to talk to. If you are like, oh my gosh, this is a great idea, and like, oh my gosh, I thought about it so much, and then you talk to somebody that it takes a little bit to process in their head, they're not going to probably give you the answer that you want right away, and that's not because they don't care about you or love you or any aspect like that. That's just because it takes them a minute to process things. Mind you, I've had a lot of experience with this with my relationship because my boyfriend and I process things completely different. And that's why I'm saying this, because I've run into difficulties in that, and I just thought it would be a good tidbit for you guys. And a side note in all of this, just because it works for me doesn't mean it's going to fully work for you, and vice versa. Maybe you take a little bit of this, maybe you take all of it. I say this in every podcast, and will probably keep saying this, that this works for me, and I'm not saying that it's going to work for you fully, but if it does work for me, I feel like it'll work for someone else out there as well, or at least a little bit of it. So, going on to the third thing, I read or listen to personal development every single day. I listen to podcasts, I listen to Audible books, I read books, I do gratitude. All great things that have cleared the thoughts of negativity in my head and just make me feel like I'm grounded and like I am the person I want to be and I'm moving forward in the right direction. Again, these are the 3 things that I do every day. Not saying you have to do them, not saying that they're going to fully fantastic work for you, but you never know. You could give them a try for a week or 2 and say, yep, I like this one, or I hate this one, or that, and go from there. So that's it. Thank you very much for listening to another podcast of This Is Me Attitude. I have had a blast talking to you about this, and like I said previously, I hope a little bit of this helps. And another thing, if you do not know this, girl, you need to know this. I have a free text list that I send texts out to every single week just to be a little positivity, a little happy little text for you. And if you want to get on that text list, that number is 1-715-200-8800. Again, this is completely free, and I send it out to you personally just to give some positivity and to let you know what's going on in my world and in the This Is Me community. And again, that number is 1-715-200-8800. And last but not least, another huge thank you for listening, and I cannot wait to come talk to you guys again in the next episode. Bye.